Where do you see it head?
Well, a very difficult call, but all the same, I think markets have held out very well in the last couple of couple of days trade. And my broader take would still be that it would be leaning towards southward side. I think markets would try to hover around to 5,800. That is what it would look like. Maybe on the upper side, it would still look like that 6,200 would still be the cap. I think very clearly what is markets have really been, our markets have been mirroring as to what exactly has been the trending pattern even for the other markets too, all the frontline markets. So they have come off their highs by almost about 4 to 5%, and we too have come off our highs by almost about 4 to 5%. And I think given the fact that in the last couple of days that the FIF lows have tapered off, is creating some kind of a minor panic that if this were to sustain, then probably a more greater fall is not ruled out, is what people are guessing. But my own sense is that 5,800 should still hold out. And given the fact that the economic fundamentals still are very much way behind the way the markets are at the moment.
Dilip, hi, afternoon. How concerned are you now about the currency and the impact it is having on a sentiment basis on the equity markets?
Good afternoon. I think we recently had done a roadshow with one of the leading foreign exchange consultants of India, and even his broad take was that the rupee should head towards somewhere around 60, but maybe over next 8 months to 12 months. And I do remember that a lot of people did think that he was being overtly bearish. But even leaving aside that for a moment, I think this currency factor still continues to play very heavily. And of course, we all know that the downward movement of rupee only means that the immediate fall of inflation is arrested. And as what RBI governor put it, it really ties his hands down in terms of making a very deeper correction in the interest rates. So all in all, of course, it's a matter for concern, because whatever money you have put, especially the FIIs, there's a de facto depreciation for them too. So I think, of course, it's a matter of concern for all of us.
I don't know if you've spotted some of these tractor makers like Escorts and even M&M for that matter. The start of the year has been pretty strong for them in terms of tractor sales, and it seems like the worst is over. Would you put your money in either of these stocks, Escorts or M&M?
Well, M&M continues to be on our radar as one of the picks which you must have it in your portfolio, though at the moment valuations wise it is slightly stretched. But Escorts certainly looks very interesting. But overall, I think Escorts will still have to be played like a momentum stock, maybe for a couple of months. But taking a secular long-term call on Escorts is not what I would recommend at the moment.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on Escorts. Dilip, would you have a view with regards to what's happening on the telecom space? Because there's a bit of nervousness which is seeping in now. Bharti Airtel is down around 2.3%, and we have some amount of nervousness seeping into Idea as well. Is there some amount of possible looming threats from other competitors now?
Sure, I think there are a couple of issues involved over here. I think the entire telecom space continues to be still mired in the controversy. So whether there is a threat of a huge penalty being imposed on Bharti or any of them continues to be a question mark. I think more important also is that the capital intensity of the business in terms of capex continues to be pretty high, though the ARPUs really are supposed to have bottomed out and probably have started moving northwards, even though it's very minuscule at the moment. And of course, the hush-hush talk about Reliance 4G making a dent into the competition over here. So all in all, I think I would still stay away a little from telecom, even from the current levels. I think maybe I would look at it maybe 3 to 6 months down the line when the things have settled down and there's a lot more clarity on some of these issues.
Okay, that's an exclusive about the deal.
Their Q4 results were extremely weak, where they saw a profitability dip of around 80% odd. How would you justify the recent rally that we've seen in that bank in particular?
Well, I think after the results, and I think some of the statements and the press releases that we have been following, I think it appears that the current year seems to be very much firmly on a good track. And overall, I think there are a couple of things. One is, of course, the asset quality worries probably now is definitely behind the bank, and that is not going to be a major source of worry. More important is the core performance. I believe somewhere or the other, this particular year is going to be quite good for them in terms of the core performance. Also, it is ably supported by the treasury income. So all in all, I think more important is the stock is available reasonably very cheap when you compare it price to adjusted book value. So I think based on all this, even if one were to play for the momentum, I think there is good 10 to 15% to be made, at least in this particular stock.
Mr. Tulsian, two stocks that have been heading southwards for a very long time, Opto Circuits, which is down another 8% in trade today, and huge volumes traded over there, and Educomp, a stock that we've spoken about. Educomp has been discussed in detail, but what about Opto Circuits? What do you do with that name now?
See, Sonia, in fact, we had the discussion on both, and I said that, one should remove these stocks from the radar, as a trader as well as an investor, because in case of
maybe a strategy which would be more stock specific?
Well, if I were to see on an overall basis, I think I would lean a little more towards Tata Chemicals, largely because it is defensive. Market cap is close to around 8,000 crores. But that's a stock which probably the downside is limited, but on the upside, I think it can easily go right up. It can give a return of almost about 20-22%. We are largely basing our recommendation based on the fact that cash flows are going to be pretty healthy for the company, and possibly we may see an improvement in the ROEs. So I think Tata Chemicals looks on a risk return basis pretty interesting from the current levels. Another stock is MT Educare. I know education has given any great returns for any of the investors, and worse still, I think the balance sheets have been in all sorts of mess. But this particular company, I think, is turning out very well, managed also very well, and I think it's generating reasonable amount of free cash, and it's available at a very reasonable valuation. So I think that's another stock which we feel has a good potential in terms of appreciation.
Okay, so those are two mid-cap names, MT Educare, which is up 4% today, good volumes over there, and Tata Chemicals was the other stock. But for the market, it'll be a flat close, but according to me, it will be a disappointing day. There was no conviction at all on the upside, in fact, complete lack of strength, and every slim pullback is getting sold into the market, so it's just about hanging on to 5,900. What is the next trigger for the market, Dilip? I mean, we do have the Reserve Bank policy, but I don't think anyone's betting on that one to drive the market sentiment higher. In your mind, what is the next trigger that could pull the markets out of this range of 57 to 60?
Very frankly, I belong to the camp which I feel that on the upside, the market appears to be a little more capped, maybe 6,200, 300. It can't breach that level unless and until it is backed by a very sharp recovery on the ground in terms of the economic fundamentals, or in terms of some proactive policy measures which are taken, which will be pursued as something which can drive the overall growth. So I think that being the case, I still feel that markets will continue to be range bound. Maybe on the downside, it appears to be a capped, largely because of the kind of liquidity we are seeing, and maybe the bottoming out of the economic fundamentals in terms of the kind of the downgrades that we have seen. But I think we can still see a good cut in the interest rates. I think the RBI policies probably will be a little more amiable to the markets. So all in all, I think that will cap the downside, but upside also appears to be a lot more limited.
Mr. Tulsian, would you have a view on Sun Pharma now, with the news on the fact that MEDA is possibly not in talks with Sun Pharma, because there is a converse view in the market that now there is that deleveraging stress, or that leveraging stress is out of the way for Sun Pharma. Would you share the same opinion?
See, Ekta, you can always see from a different angle. You know, either half glass full or half glass empty. Yes, market was little apprehensive because of this.
To be driven by what we're seeing on the currency front. Macros, I mean IIP inflation and then the RBI policy.
Well, I think a lot of people have been telling that this is a bottom in terms of the falling IIPs or the falling GDPs. And so maybe 13-14 we may see GDP growth of around 6%. So I think in terms of that, possibly it could provide some relief. But perhaps if markets have to really roar on the back of a strong economic fundamentals, I think the GDP growth has to be decisively northwards of 7% if it has to grow and sustain. So I think some of those triggers probably certainly looks not possible and they would be missing. But certainly in terms of RBI action, a lot is expected that probably they would step in with a very decisive rate cuts to help shore up the optimism. So in that sense, I think these are some 2 or 3 key triggers which possibly markets will be looking for. But I don't think that on the economic front, anybody is expecting anything great to happen at the moment. So in that sense, I think it's only the RBI which probably will play some pivotal role in the short run as to how the markets are going to move.
Mrs. Tulsian, let me get you in on this one. The stock that really did well today on very high volumes was something like an Escorts. So what's your view on that particular counter, given that it's up nearly around 10% today, and for the week as well, it's doing pretty well?
See, Nigel, for last 6 months, in fact, I have been keeping my positive stance on the stock, because if you really see the gradual increase in the performance of the company, plus reduction of the debt, and plus if you really see the intrinsic worth of the company, you know, in terms of the infrastructure, in terms of the market share, I think everything has been positive. But yes, it is very difficult to justify this kind of, you know, sharp rally today of about 9-10%, which generally is not seen sustainable. So I don't think that one can really see this kind of up move which can make the stock to move to a level of 80-82. But yes, it may get corrected to in the near term only below 70 and so generally the technical views are not working out on this stock. But yes, if you keep a fundamental view with a time horizon of 3 to 6 months, I think this is a very good stock to buy below 70.
So that's a view on Escorts. The main indices didn't really do much, but we can see in the broader markets, we are seeing a fair bit of activity. So thanks guys for joining in. The markets did rally today, but did deceive us towards the end of trade. We have seen that in the second half itself. We are seeing that kind of pressure that comes into the market. So not very good times for the Nifty over the past 1 week odd. We'll slip into a short break. We'll see you on the other side. Stay tuned.
संस्कार सिटी वृंदावन, the eternal abode.
मैं हूं सूर्यदेव। एक बात पर प्रकाश डालना चाहूंगा। अब तुम आज के NAV पर म्यूचुअल फंड खरीद सकते हो, मेरे ढलने से पहले का NAV।
BSE Star Mutual Fund Platform, punctual like the sun.